So today's question was, we are going to be setting up chairs in the gym for an assembly. We have 22 chairs in each row. We have 7 rows. We also have 182 students attending the assembly. Do we have enough chairs? Show your thinking on the grid below. Who's going to be the first to show their thinking?
There are not enough chairs for the assembly because there are 182 students and there are 150 chairs. We need 28 more chairs. We found out that we have 154 chairs by doing 7 times 22, but we broke it down into easier numbers. So we did 7 times 20, that equals 140, and then we had 14 by 7 times 2, because the 2 came over here, so 7 times 2 is 14. We added 140 plus 14, that equals 154. We found out that we need 28 more chairs by taking the number of students and how many chairs we have and subtracting it, and it equals 128. We tried with this strategy and we couldn't go down more, so
Okay. Let's see your grid paper. So tell us what you did on the grid.
on the grid, the yellow represents how many chairs we have, and the orange represents how many more we need.
Okay. So how many more chairs did you say you needed? 28. So can you give that in a multiplication sentence?
7 times.
Okay, because I see you did 7 here and 4 there.
So what we did here is that we shaded our 3 different colors, green, blue, and red. So in the green, what the green means is 7 times 20, and in the blue is 7 times 2 because 7 times 22 is a hard number to multiply. 7 times 20 is an easy number to multiply, so we got 140. And then in blue is 7 times 2, and then we got 14. And then the red is how much we needed for each student to have a chair. So then we did a multiplication, which is 7 times 8, which the red represents. And at the bottom, we added everything to double check or to make sure that we're right. And
You were right.
we were right.
Okay, I'm going to hold on to this for the end of the lesson because this is a really good one. I'm going to show you something.
So basically what we did for our question was we took 7 rows and we 22 times divide 2, and then we put 7 rows and 11, and we had to do 7 times 11 in each row, and we got 7 times 11, which equals 77. So we added 77 to make equal 54, and then we tried to find out how many chairs we needed by adding 154 plus something to equal 182. And since we needed 8 chairs, we showed it by putting these X's, and we have to add 2 more. What I mean is 14.
Here, right?
Yeah. And then we showed it over here because 13, and we just split it up.
So here, I'm gonna help with explain what they did because this is a really good strategy. You can have a seat. Thank you. So I'm gonna start with this one here. Use this as our example and the other group's example as well. This group here split this in half. Okay, cutting a number in half it's easy. It's manageable. So and also in the gym we usually split the chairs in half. So that's pretty practical. It's not something that's an out there idea that's beyond normal. This is something we really do all the time. So they had 11 chairs here. So they did this 11 times 7. So 11 times 7. Because there are 22 rows, half of 22 is 11. So when you find half of a number, what operation are you doing? You're dividing by 2. So cutting a number in half is important. So they had 77. And I was having a conversation with Morgan, and we said that 7 times 11 is much easier than 7 times 22, right? So 7 times 11 is 77. If you double 77, so we were talking about taking 77 and making it 77. If you double 70, it's 140. You double 7, you get 14. So then we know that this right here is 77. We have 154 chairs. We know this. We didn't even multiply at one time 7 times 22. So they figured out, they said they couldn't do the open number line. This is not their strength. So the open number line They started at 154. You need to get to 182. What's the next easy number from 154 if we're on our way to 182? What's the next easy number along the number line? Basso. So yeah, 160. So you have 160. To get from 154 to 160, you need 6. And then from 160, what's the next easy number? 180. Good. 180. So to go from 160 to 180, you're adding 20. And then from 180 to 182, that's 2. So when you add these all up, it's 28. There's the difference. This is the number we're looking for. So then, Morgan and I said, well, we have 28. If we've split this in half, how can we split 28 in half? Can we split 28 in half? It's an even number, so the answer is 14. So then I asked the group, is the way you've set it up, is it easy to distribute 14 chairs on the side? And then we looked at the fact that we had 7 rows, and we started Xing off rows. There's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So now instead of having 11 chairs in a row, we have 13. This is what was modeled up here. Instead of doing 13 times 7, they did 10 times 7, 3 times 7, 21, and 70 is 91. And when you double 91, you get 182. Okay, that's what these guys did. And in the next group, they actually modeled it. They actually modeled it in color. So this part right here, I'm going to draw on this, okay? 7, and if I'm doing anything wrong that you didn't do, just tell me. There's 20 here. There's an easy number. This is 140, correct? This right here is 2. And how many are there on the down here? There's 7, right? So 2 times 7, 14. And then here there's 4. 4 times 7, well, this is red. Red on red's not going to work. 28. So if you took 140 plus 14 plus 28, you would do the math, it's 182.